Controlling administrative access to storage aims to safeguard against the threats of an attacker spoofing an administrative identity or elevating privileges to gain administrative access. Both these threats affect the integrity of data and devices. To protect against these threats, administrative access regulation and various auditing techniques are used to enforce accountability of users and processes. Access control should be enforced for each storage component. In some storage environments, it may be necessary to integrate storage devices with third-party authentication directories such as lightweight directory access protocol or Active Directory. Security best practices. When we come for this best practices, no single user should have ultimate control over all aspects of the system. Number of activities require administrative privileges which should be minimized. Auditing logged events is a critical control measure to track the activities of an administrator. Access to administrative log files and their content should be protected. Protecting the management infrastructure. Mechanism to protect the management network infrastructure includes: the first one is encrypting management traffic, enforcing management access controls, applying IP network security, use of IP routers and Ethernet switches to restrict the traffic to certain devices. When we come for access control need to be enforced at storage level. The first one is to specify which host has management access to which array. Second one is some storage devices and switches can restrict management access to particular hosts and limit the commands that can be issued from each host. Then third one is a separate private management network is highly recommended for management traffic. Fourth one, unused network services must be disabled on every device within the storage network. Fifth one, this decreases the attack surface for that device by minimizing the number of interfaces through which the device can be accessed. To summarize, security enforcement must focus on management communication between devices, confidentiality, integrity of management data, availability of management networks and devices. Security backup, replication and archive. It's the third domain that needs to be secured against an attack. A backup involves copying the data from a storage array to backup media such as tapes or disks. Securing backup is complex and is based on the backup software that accesses storage arrays. Organizations must ensure that disaster recovery sites maintain the same level of security for the backed up data. Protecting the backup, replication and archive infrastructure requires addressing several threats. The threats that include are spoofing the legitimate identity of a DR site, tampering with data, network spoofing, DOS attacks and media threat. Such threats represents potential violation of integrity, confidentiality and availability. We have a diagrammatic representation for protecting the management infrastructure. The figure illustrates a generic remote backup design whereby data and storage array is replicated over a DR network to a secondary storage at the DR site. In a remote backup solution, where the storage components are separated by a network, the threats at the transmit layer need to be countered. Otherwise, an attacker can spoof the identity of the backup server and request the host to send its data. The unauthorized host claiming to be the backup server may lead to a remote backup being performed to an unauthorized and unknown site. In addition, attackers can use the DR network connection to tamper with data, snoop the network, create a DOS attack against the storage devices. The physical threat of a backup tape is being lost, stolen or misplaced, especially if the tapes contain highly confidential information. It is another type of threat. Backup to tape applications are vulnerable to severe security implications if they do not encrypt data while backing it up.